Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this occasion, I will complete the linguistics task that is effected by our lecturer, Mr. Dr. Khardin SIP M. Home. Based on the definition from online dictionaries, morphology is the studies of word formation, the internal structure of words, and their relationship with other words in the same language. It includes analysis of word parts such as root, stems, prefixes, and suffixes, as well as the word formation patterns such as inflection, derivation, and composition. Morphology focuses on the structure of words and the functional changes that occur in the word form. Based on the definition from expert views, morphology is a branch of linguistics that study the structure, shape of words, and the way words are formed, altered, constructed from smaller parts which have meanings, as well as the rules that govern their formation and related to other words in the same language. Morphology is a branch of linguistics that studies how words are formed and structured, including their internal components. Morphology studies rules and patterns, which govern word formation and word shapes change, as well as exploring how words relate to each other in a language. I agree that before studying morphology in depth, it is important to first understand these three things. First is word is the smallest unit of language that can stand alone with a specific meaning. Two, and the second, lexeme is an abstract unit of meaning that includes all variation in the form of a word. And the third is word form is a grammatical function. So, word, lexeme, and word form are the basic knowledge needed to analyze the structure and process of word formation. Of course, no. The three are not the same because word smallest element which can be spoken or written has its own class of words such as verbs and can stand alone with a clear meaning without relying on other words. For example, students learn in class. The word learn is a verb that can stand on its own and have a clear meaning without relying on other words. Lexeme is a basic form of the word that includes all variation of words with the same meaning, such as the word drive, which include drove, driven, drives, and driving. Meanwhile, word form is a specific form of lexeme that is used to fulfill grammatical function in sentence. For example, a drove is a word form of a lexeme drive, which is used to indicate an action in the past. Every word in the word had its own structure that can be broken down from the large component to the smallest one. A morpheme is the smallest meaningful unit in the language with three key characteristics. The first one is meaning. It is a word of part of a word that carries meaning. The second is indivisibility. It cannot be broken down into smaller meaningful units. And the third is function. It plays either a lexical or grammatical role in the word formation. For example, in the word micro-enterprises, micro is prefix as lexical meaning, enterprises root is the base word, and s suffix provide grammatical information by marking plurality that demonstrates how morphemes combine to form a complex word while retaining their individual roles. Morphemes are the smallest unit of meaning in a language. Following word used in form to find out what types this word is reads. The word reads consists of two morphemes. The root read a verb and the suffix s is a grammatical marker, while adding s does not alter the word's lexical category, its remainder verb. It modifies its grammatical function by indicating that the action takes place in the present tense and is affirmed by a third-person singular subject. This highlights how pronoun can combine to convey both lexical meaning and grammatical information. Next is endanger. Endangerer. The word endangerer is a composite of two morphemes, the prefix and the root danger. The word danger is a noun, meaning something that might cause harm. When the preposition and is added, it transforms the noun into the verb endanger. I'll read the word's elocution function. This demonstrates how prefixes can change the grammatical category and meaning of a base word in the word formation. The first type is free morphemes, which can stand alone in the sense that they still have a specific meaning even though they are not attached to other morphemes. For example, morphemes need, reads, suggests, and danger, while the second one is the type of morpheme which cannot stand alone, meaning that the morphemes have no specific meaning if they stand alone. For example, suffixes ed, s, ion, and fraction n. These types are called bound morphemes. Next is affixes. Affixes a type of bound morpheme modified by base word. An affix is a bound morpheme attached to a free morpheme or root to form a new word, changing its meaning, lexical function, or grammatical function. Becker and the Biswanger 2004 highlight that affixes are essential for conveying grammatical information and creating new words through a process called affixation. There are three types of affix based on the form-based affixes, namely the first one is prefix. It may be defined as an affix attached to the form of a free phoneme or root to form a new word. For example, the prefix re attaches to the root right, meaning to recreate something readable, to from the root rewrite, which means to rewrite again. So suffix it may be defined as an affix attached to the end of a free morpheme to create a new word. For example, the suffix er is added to verb sing, meaning to produce musical tones. To form singer or noun, meaning a person who sings, to change both the meaning and the word lexical function from a verb to a noun. Circumfix. It may be defined as a process of forming a new word by attaching by a prefix and a suffix to a free morpheme simultaneously at the same time. For example, the prefix m and suffix ment are added to the power noun to form a permanent noun, change the meaning but not the lexical function. In addition to the three types form-based affixes, we also recognize two types of affix based on the function-based affixes, namely the functional affixes and inflectional affixes. The first one is the functional affixes. The functional affixes in the English are numerous and open-ended, meaning their number can grow over time. Norgris 2018. These affixes are used to create new words, often changing their meaning and something their lexical function. For instance, the addition of fixedness to the word happy changes to the lexical function of the word happy as the adjective. The resulting word is of happiness, what will function the supporting explanation. Instead, the functional affixes are used to create new words that allow change in meanings and lexical function or part of speech. Inflectional affixes. An inflectional Inflectional affixes is the bond-bearer form that modifies a word to express grammatical contrast without changing its word class. These affixes indicate grammatical categories such as tense, number, and case. In English, there are 8 primary inflectional affixes. There are at least 8 types of inflectional suffixes, namely suffix s to indicate non-plural. For example, car plus s. Began cars is a plural marker. Suffix to indicate non-possessive. For example, John plus s is gonna be John's. Suffix s to indicate verb tense for the third person singular. For example, write plus s is gonna be writes. The next is suffix ing to indicate verb present particular or gerund. For example, trying, try plus ing. Next is suffix it to indicate verb simple past tense. For example, work is be work. The next is suffix n to indicate verb past perfect participle. For example, take plus n is taken. Suffixer to indicate adjective comparative. For example, low plus r is lower. And the last is suffix est to indicate adjective superlative. For example, happy plus s is happiest. I think this is enough. Thanks for watching and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.